Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you a few fragrances that are excellent for summer that are under $30. So, and that's Canadian. So they're even less in America and most places in the world because our dollar is like crappy right now, big time crappy. But anyway, these are affordable, super duper affordable fragrances that are excellent for summer. If you want to zhuzh up your collection and get some summer cheapies, these are fantastic. So before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community. And let's get into this. As per usual, I'll have all the fragrances linked down below if I can find them. Yeah, and look around. I have in my description the places that I check. So Perfume Online, Fragrance Buy, Fragrance Net, they all deliver across North America as far as I know. They're great gray market sites. So in other words, they are legit fragrances, but they are for usually a steal of a deal. And you can find fragrances that you can't find in department stores online. So you can always check that out. I always put the links in there, but always check all the sites for the best prices. Oftentimes I just link to Fragrance Net because it's kind of my go-to. But anyway, the first fragrance I want to share with you is not in my collection yet, but it's one I definitely want to get, and that is Mora Silky Rose. So this is such a beautiful kind of fresh, bright, musky rose fragrance. Perfect for summer. It's light enough that you're not going to get choked out, but it's sophisticated enough and slightly flirty. So it's just one of those fun, easy reach fragrances that's going to take you from any sort of daytime situation like the office or a day of shopping, hanging out with friends, whatever. But it's also sophisticated enough that I think it would work for a special occasion in the daytime more so. I don't really consider this an evening fragrance. It would make an excellent signature fragrance, and it's just beautiful. It's kind of a little bit of a tart, jammy rose in the opening. To me, it comes across like lychee is the note that's in it, but when I smell it, I instantly think raspberry rose, and that is one of my favorite combinations. So really enjoy this. As it dries down, you get a lot more muskiness, but you never lose that rose. So you definitely have to like rose to like this fragrance, but seriously, it's just excellent. And I am going to add it to my collection very, very soon because I gotta have it. Now, when I was thinking about these affordable fragrances, and it's hard actually currently to find fragrances under 30 bucks. There's even in the Middle Eastern realm, you know, you can find some, and again, depends on the website. So right now, Fragrance Net, Yara is like 40, I think. On Fragrance Buy, it's like 29. So it can be really, really different prices on the different sites. I just personally find that the fragrances have really skyrocketed in price. So even the Middle Easterns are getting higher and higher. And I think part of it is just the perfume craze right now. So everyone's into fragrance. It creates a demand. And so then the prices start inching up. So fragrances that I got that were Middle Eastern for like mid-20s are now in their 40s/50s. So yeah, sometimes when that happens, I'll wait because I know that as soon as the hype disappears, the fragrance price will come back down low. But when I was thinking about fragrances that I wanted to give to you guys that would kind of be a little mini capsule of fragrances that are affordable but will work in the summer, I was thinking from a perspective of everyday, fresh, beachy, all of those different kind of vibes. So the next one I have for you is Guess 1981 Indigo. It's a quintessential clean girl vibe fragrance. So this is white jeans and a t-shirt, smells almost like a dryer sheet. And I'm not normally into those kind of fragrances, but what makes this one unique is that it has a wine note in it. So it smells like a really clean girl next door vibe. You know, the kind of girls that they don't wear any makeup and they get out of the shower and it seems like almost instantly they've just got this sun-kissed glow. Their lips are just the perfect pink. They don't need a stitch of makeup. And then within 5 minutes, their hair looks like it had a blowout and has this beautiful beachy wave feel to it. Like that kind of girl, that's this fragrance. So, and she's, you know, she walks outside, she's got her boyfriend jeans on, her kind of slouchy white t-shirt, bare feet. She goes outside, she's got a glass of wine, she sits on her chaise lounge outside and just soaks in the sun. Effortless everything, like effortless, breezy, slightly musky. That's this fragrance. So you get kind of a clean vibe along with just a slight feel of wine. It's not a heavy wine or alcoholic feel, but just in the background, you just get this interesting note in there. So I really enjoy this one. It's not major long lasting, but for the type of fragrance that it is, it gives me a decent amount of time, like 4 or 5 hours. And what I really enjoy about this one is that it's just easy. It's relaxed. It's great for just lounging around. It's great for getting out of the shower, putting something on. You're going to smell clean, but just slightly sexy. So love this fragrance. Now, when I think beachy fragrance, the first fragrance that comes to mind is Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc or Eau de Soleil Blanc. I actually think I prefer Eau de Soleil Blanc because I like the balsamic aspect in that fragrance. It smells fresh, it smells clean, it smells slightly beachy. It smells like you're on an amazing yacht and you've got a yacht boy. I don't even know if that's, what do you call them? You know how you have a pool boy, but this is a yacht boy who just gets you like, you know, yacht boy, do you mind getting me some grapes? Yacht boy, do you mind fanning me with a palm leaf? Yacht boy, can you go get me my sandals? Like that kind of thing. That's the vibe that Eau de Soleil Blanc gives me. But for literally a fraction of the cost, you can get Jennifer Aniston's one. This one is the most similar to Eau de Soleil Blanc that I've ever found. So it's just beautiful. The notes don't look anything like Eau de Soleil Blanc, but it gives that same feel. So it smells like somehow you're on this amazing yacht. You're not like in sandals, in sand, in oil, on the beach where it's really loud and chaotic. No way. This fragrance transports you to a freaking yacht, not just a boat, a yacht. So it's gorgeous. I just imagine, you know, high heels. Actually, what I think of is, you know, in the movie Overboard with Goldie Hawn when she's on the yacht, except it would be a nice person, but kind of that vibe. So loaded, out of touch with reality, wearing high heels on your yacht. You've got some sort of flowy white gauzy business going on and a bathing suit underneath, huge like designer sunglasses, and you've got your hair in some sort of turban or huge, like not just a normal size hat, but a gargantuan sun hat. That's kind of the feel. This is so beautiful. So it feels relaxing. It's not cloying in the slightest. You get some balsamic qualities in there, but it just smells like fresh ocean air in a way. This has tiare in it. There's a little bit of pink pepper. There's a vine note, so it's just slightly green. Feels a little bit peppery. It's gorgeous. It's got a musky dry down, and the longevity is just as good as Eau de Soleil Blanc, which means that technically it's not very good at all because Eau de Soleil Blanc lasts about 3 hours on my skin. That said, this is super affordable. So if I want to smell like I own a yacht and get that vibe of just relaxing somehow by the ocean, or not by the ocean, on my yacht, this is a great alternative. I think Eau de Soleil Blanc is like 180-ish. Soleil Blanc is like 3 something. I think this is like 20 something, like $25. Now it's only 30 mils, but I think that it's totally worth it. And you're going to get about the same longevity, maybe a little bit more. It's just a delicious kind of musky vibe. If you like Eau de Soleil Blanc, I think that you would really enjoy this, but you're going to enjoy it more because it's so affordable. Now the caveat on that is that it doesn't smell identical. So it's not a dupe, but it gives me that same vibe and it smells very, very similar. So when I smell it, I instantly think of that fragrance. And so to me, that's enough likeness. I don't consider it a dupe, but it's very, very similar. Now, the next fragrance that I want to talk about, again, it's kind of one of those luxury beach fragrances, because in the summer, that's kind of what we gravitate towards. This is an excellent line, but you can't always get it for $30. So I looked around, couldn't see it. I think it's under 40, but I got mine for 20. So it just depends on where you're looking. If there's a sale in one of your stores, you may find it for that price. And normally I wouldn't mention it, but I just think it's such an excellent kind of cheapie. It is Prodigieux Le Parfum by Nuxe Paris. This fragrance smells like that sunscreen suntan oil vibe. I have both the perfume and the oil. The oil is just a beautiful addition to any of those sunscreen type fragrances that you might be interested in. The cool thing about this one is even though it's got kind of that sunscreen vibe, there's a little hint of fruitiness to me in this. So you get a little bit of orange on the top plus orange blossom. So a little bit floral, but not overwhelming at all. It's fairly light fragrance. You get gardenia, magnolia, and rose in the middle. And then in the base, you get coconut, vanilla, and pebbles. That's ridiculous because pebbles is just like an idea, but it's that kind of essence, like a hot stone kind of feel. This has a little bit of an oily quality. It smells like there could be tiare flowers in it. I like the perfume, but I really love the oil. And this is such a gorgeous thing to put on prior to putting any sort of a sunscreeny tiare type fragrance. This oil is kind of a must have. So I think it's fantastic. The fragrance is great too, but I find the oil to be longer lasting. And especially with some of the more sunscreeny fragrances, they don't always last very long unless you get something like a Holidays by Mancera. But like if you were going to pair this up, this would be an amazing combination and it'll definitely make this last longer. So I wanted to mention the Prodigieux because I think it's a beautiful line. The cool thing about the oil too is that you could actually put a little bit in your hair too. So as you're walking by, you're going to leave this intoxicating trail of Prodigieux, whatever that means. It sounds cool anyway. The last fragrance for under 30 that I want to mention today is Niche Royal Vert. I cannot believe that this is under 30, and I'm talking under 30 Canadian. So like I said, all of you that live somewhere where your dollar counts, you're going to find this for a lot cheaper. This fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. This fragrance has a likeness or is inspired by Vert Malachite from the Armani Privé line. I find this so relaxing. Now this would be your more special occasion upscale fragrance for summer. I get a mixture of white and yellow florals. I think I noticed the yellow florals more, and it smells so sophisticated and like really bougie. So that's what I get. There's some petitgrain in here. There's some orange, pink pepper, vanilla, benzoin. This gives me the feel of just humid tropical air where there's tons of beautiful florals around. What it actually makes me think of is I was in the Philippines at one point. And for the last 2 days, we went to like a 5-star resort hotel. And it was so cool because when we walked in, there were all these white florals, like on a table that was probably 15 feet in diameter. It was this big round wood luxe table. And then there were all these vases that were all different sizes and lengths. And they were full of white florals. And I don't know what white florals there were, but it was like this mixture of beautiful florals, and it just permeated the humid air. That's the feeling that this gives me. So just all these luxurious florals permeating humid air. There's a little bit of greenness to it. It's super relaxing. I think you have to go a little bit light on the sprays with something like this because it can get a bit heady, but it is such a luxe smelling fragrance. Smells uber old money, rich girl vibe is what this is going to give you. So it's a bit traditional with the white and yellow florals, but with that hint of vanilla, a little bit of greenness from that petitgrain. I just think it's beautiful. I think it smells relaxing. I think it smells luxurious. And it was like $25. $25? How is that even possible? But seriously, it's a gorgeous fragrance. Now, this line also has a niche Royal Rouge, which is supposed to be similar to Rouge Malachite. I don't think it's similar. So out of the two, I really liked this one. I don't know how similar this is to Vert Malachite at all, but I do know that I love this one, and I definitely loved it more than the niche Royal Vert. So if you see the two, I would go for this one, but you must love kind of that white / yellow floral vibe. Otherwise, you'll find this too much. It almost feels as if there's a little bit of fruitiness in the opening, and it is reminiscent, even though it doesn't have tuberose, it's reminiscent to a little bit of a bubblegummy vibe in there. So I just think it's gorgeous. Plus, this bottle is absolutely beautiful. Like, I just love the bottle. I just think it's so cool. So love this fragrance, and yeah, so affordable. So those are my fragrances under $30. What about you? What are your favorite amazing fragrances that are 30 Canadian or under? I would love to know. That's around 20 American dollars, I think. So $20, $22 American is what $30 Canadian is. So these are uber affordable. Most people can afford to drop a little bit of coin. And to me, they're all stellar fragrances that are going to elevate your fragrance collection. And none of them are cheap smelling to me. They all smell luxurious and rich and way more expensive than their price tag. So love these offerings. What about you? What are your favorite ones? If you've tried any of these, please weigh in and let me know what you think. It's always good to hear what you guys have to say. We are all so different, and so you may hate these, you may like some of them. Leave it in the comments. It's always good to hear from you. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.